Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MrAngryDog month. All October, I'm gonna be releasing these videos. Blah blah blah. I didn't give an introduction last time, so let's get into this. Hopefully, I found something decent. I really do hope. I'm not being facetious. I genuinely want to find a good story that this guy has written. This is not as recent as everything else. It came out in 2014. Creepypasta. NBC News 9 hijacking incident. On the evening of September 19th, 2013, a local NBC News broadcast in Denver, Colorado was hijacked by an unknown person. The appearance of the signal hijacker could only be identified as a young goth girl in black guards. Oh my god, are you really doing this, man? Come on. Black garbs, medium hair, jade eyes, age unknown. This hijacking occurred several days after the rape and attempted suicide of a young woman. Her rapist was never convicted because he was the son of an evangelist. I'm not even going to begin to explain why that doesn't make even the remotest amount of sense. Viewers were treated to the hijacker's face for only 25 seconds, but there was no audio, just the face. This happened at the height of the evening news. Later, the hijacker interrupted an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Do they air that in Japan? Japan. Do they air that in Canada? I really want to know. I'm not even trying to be sarcastic. I just do they air that in Canada, or does that like Canadian law, where basically you have to have actual Canadian content applied to television too? I know it applies to radio. This time, staying on there for a good minute and a half. Below is a transcript of the words from the signal hijacker. Some who believe is the ghost of Lauren Thomas, aka Dead Air. And the stupid trying to make memes. And good evening, everyone. Do not adjust your satellites. For the next minute and 30 seconds, I am controlling the transmission. Many of you are aware that poor woman who was raped several days ago, only then to then take her life. To the family and friends of the woman, I am so sorry for your loss, and I promise you she will be avenged. It really just pisses me off that no one arrested the rapist because he happened to be the son of a preacher. In this day and age, no. In fact, that's even more incentive for the police to arrest him. Even if your father is a man of the cloth, that doesn't give you the right to get away with murder and justify your reasons to rape an innocent woman. Her family lost a daughter, sister, niece, the granddaughter, and cousin. It is so sad that nobody heard her screams and cries for help. Nobody came to her rescue. Nobody. But there was someone who witnessed this terrible act. Me. I heard everything. I saw everything. Through the streaming radio, I caused him temporary deafness. To the rapists out there, if you're watching this, I will find you. I will come for you. And once I do, I will kill you. The girl you drove to suicide. She will finally be able to rest in peace. And those who will have and to those who will have those close to her will have comforted lives. Excuse me. Now I will give you back Law and Order SVU. No thanks, you can keep it. I don't care for it. My cat won't stop bothering me. TV static program resumes. The FCC and those at NBC were unable to find the source of the signal hijacking. There were no satellites used, no source of how the broadcast was interrupted, and after the equipment and satellite feed was thoroughly examined, there was no evidence of a signal hijacking. Everything checked out. Fine. After 1 minute and 30 seconds of delivering the statement, she gave the show back to everyone. Late the same night, the rapist was in his bedrooms in his parents' house, fast asleep after watching the college basketball game. He woke up with a start. In place of the college basketball game he was watching, there was a series of infomercials watching. The pixels scrambled and mixing with another show. Through the static, he saw himself raping the girl who committed suicide and heard screams and cries. Then, exiting his TV, was in a human form, but looking pale, wearing a tattered cloak, gothic guards, medium hair, cuts on every on her body, head were bleeding, and those jade green eyes were staring into him. It was Dead Air herself, excuse me, in the boy's bedroom. She caused the dresser of his to slide against the wall supernaturally, barricading him inside. Slight television static engulfed Lauren briefly and appearing to be a white ghoulish intangible definition. The boy's parents were fast asleep and couldn't hear what was going on. She began to slash the boy into ribbons. This cries for help will go unheard. With all her strength, the broadcast girl picked the boy's TV and dropped it on top of his head, crushing his skull and chest to cave in. She returned to the satellite. She returned to the satellite and radio signals. Dead air left a message in an NTCS color test pattern for the 5075. Uh, you're saying you're call the police. Your son is dead. The dresser that was barricading the priest's room was moved away and the door was unlocked. The next day, the boy's body was found by his parents, mutilated beyond recognition and squashed from the chest and head up. The boy's death was ruled to be a suicide brought on by cocaine. Angry Dog, I'm gonna level with you. Do you not understand how horror works? Really? Because I don't think you grasp how horror works. There is no. Stubby, calm down. There is no tension to be had in a story where you make the killer out to be a bad person initially, and where you are actively rooting for them to get killed by a supernatural force. I don't care. Where's the tension? Where's the horror? What? From the fact that he's dying? Again, you pretty much said it himself. He's a rapist. I get the slight feeling that you and oddly enough, believe make no mistake, rather this is actually quite a different take from what I experienced from that piece of trash snuff bomb. I take the feeling that, or I get the feeling that you genuinely do not want to hurt anyone or don't like violence in your stories, or you don't want people who seem nice to get hurt. And that's all well and good, but you always seem to want to make your characters out to be morally in the right for what they're doing, and there's an inherent problem with that in that your story lacks any bite because there is no tension in a story where we're rooting against the person to die. I would hope that you would understand this because it's a matter of I just okay, okay. I don't I don't dislike I look, I'm trying as hard as I can to think of creative ways to not even creative of ways that I could be honest without being disrespectful. But really, I'm trying to give you a chance, dude. I really am. I'm trying to see if any of your stories actually are anything to be held highly, and I am not seeing it as of late. You know what? How about this? I'll continue to read your stories on DeviantArt and whatnot, but here's a recommendation. You send me what you or a friend of yours can send to me. I know you're probably not fond of me, and I can't stress enough. I am genuinely sorry for some of what I've said to you because no matter how much I may dislike you, it was very much out of line. Uh, how about you send me or a friend of yours, anyone who's watching this who actually enjoys Mr. Angry Dog's work, send me one of the story you find to be his best. And I'll be honest, send in the story that also he recommended, please, because I want to see what he considers high quality. I want to be impressed by what he does. I want to find that this person has written something that I can just say that, well, Mr. Angry Dog, I've got to eat my words. You're not a bad writer. Because I don't think this is not. This is. We'll try again another time. But seriously, somebody send me what you can actually consider a good story because this is just. I am not very. Just. Alright, let's cut the bullshit. Let's do this. So this one actually comes with a picture too, and I don't know if you'll be offended by saying this. This kind of looks like Drew uh Hawk Hawkins. What was it? Andrew? It's been a long time since I talked to him. I haven't. Drew Hawks? I don't know if I don't think he watches my videos. It's someone I went to school with, and I'm very fond of. Someone, the person who wrote what was it? Room? What was it? Bedtime with the thing in the wall? Yeah, there was that. Let's begin. Creepypasta. Love never dies. Any woman petite to plus size, in their teens to 20s and 30s, always dreamed of the. Okay, you need to chillax, Stubby. My cat has the nerve to try and cuddle with me. Who does she think she is? Always dream of the ultimate lover that will sweep them off their feet and keep them safe, and treat them as a princess, hearing that they are loved, that they are desired, that they are beautiful, that they are loved for who they are. It doesn't matter if you're a Harvard educated or a high school dropout. There is one man who wanders the beaches of Los Angeles at night looking for a lady to love. The night never ends in heartbreak, but always in gleeful anticipation and fond memories of the one who stole their heart and never ripped it out. They are always swooning over a certain man who leaves them swimmy headed, smiling, and hearts drifting around their heads. Okay. Any woman who is in a relationship with an abusive, jealous, sometimes violent boyfriend will find this lover like an angel sent from heaven. His smile is so sweet, his personality soothing to their souls, and his intentions always good. You would never feel jealous and left out. Is this a creepypasta, really? What? You will never feel jealous or left out if he invited you to an orgy. Okay. Um, I am genuinely intrigued to where this might be going. I can't say, I gotta say that. And leading you into the arms of another woman, and he gives you such sweet kisses that he gives them to you, as he gives them to you, excuse me. This lover would spoil you rotten. Anything you couldn't afford, he would get for you. Order anything off the menu to. I get it, he's perfect, Jesus. Now you're wondering what this man's domain is like. Walk into his home, where the black light bathes everything in a soft dark hue. The smell of scented candles linger in the atmosphere that surrounds you. Your wine dine the wrong wine. Oh, your wine dine and fill at peace with the gothic metal ballads playing in the background soft. Look, dude. Um, I think you mistaken your dating website profile with a creepypasta because I'm not interested, man. I mean, my heart belongs to another. I'm sorry, Mr. Angry Dog. And who's the name of your lover, you ask? Meet James Nova, a very handsome Gothic gentleman, early 20s to mid 30s, who was all about winning hearts of women instead of breaking them. As mentioned earlier, James leaves girl in gleeful anticipation and fondness instead of broken hearts. So you are always looking forward to his return. James has had many a girlfriend, no broken hearts left behind. Women are so crazy about him. Even a letter left by him leaves them in a puddle. Uh, if you're an abusive boyfriend wondering why your girlfriend is spending long hours of the night with James and never returning to her for days on end, the reason being, James treats them like princesses. He raises a handful of beautiful roses instead of a fist to his lover. He greets them with a soft kiss instead of a brutal tirade. And if you come bursting into his home where he has his lover, the only thing you'll be met with is a slit larynx, then dumped into a furnace which heats James's home in the old California nights of winter. You beat your wife, meet his knife. You gave your girl a black eye, bye bye. They say love never dies. But Those who abuse their girlfriend, mistresses, wives, and prostitutes will. Be nice to your girlfriend and your wife, or you will fall victim to Mr. Nova's sharp, razor sharp knife. If you're wondering about this gothic gentleman who makes lovely ladies feel safe and their violent fellows meeting their ghastly fate, this is none other than Casanova reborn. Dear beautiful woman, I'm so sorry you have to go through such a tragedy with your husband slash boyfriend. I would never in a million years raise a hand to you, except to caress your soft, sweet face. My dear, if you're reading this, know that tonight I will rescue you from the danger of your beautiful, abusive boo will meet his maker. He is nothing but a demon, but I am, and will always forever be your guardian angel. I will never let anyone hurt you. You deserve to be loved, not hated, not hurt, and not put in danger. I will make sure that you are safe with me, my sweet. It will only be a matter of time until we are together forever, and the only thing that will make to the sound of birds singing together in the morning, sun shining on the walls of our bedroom. I love you with all my heart and always will. Your fella treats you like a jewel on his crown, and I will treat you like a queen. Prepare to escape the nightmare you're in and enter this never-ending sweet dream with me. I love you. See you soon. Love, Nova. The fuck did I just read? I it, this is a this is this is a creepypasta. This is let me see. Yeah, this is labeled as a creepypasta. What the fuck? I, it's, no, no, I'm done. Uh, Mr. Angry Dog month is over. This guy is beyond help. I can't. Again, dude, if you creepypastas are horror stories. If you don't want to write horror stories, then don't call it a creepypasta, please. This, because I was reading that, and I was just assuming, what is this like? This guy saying, "Oh, these assholes! I'm such a nice guy. Why won't girls ask me out?" What the fuck? I. So that was. I'm just releasing all this in one straight shoot. Fuck it. I can't make this a whole month of this. This is just ridiculous. And my cat won't stop huddling onto my arm. Okay. Okay. I'm back with this. I haven't given up. I am going to find at least one good story this guy has written. Even if it. And I don't want to say if it kills me because that's not something that is preferable in my eyes. So. This one actually has a decent title, a promising title at the very least. One thing I noticed, from what I've seen, the JP Pasta seems to be the longest thing that this guy has ever written. And every other story he's written seems to be rather short. Oh well, let's go on. This is from 2014 too, but whatever. The Diary of Benjamin Wright. Today was probably the most depressing funeral I had ever arranged. I simply despise having to do a eulogy for a baby. Despite the fact that the child is in the casket and the lid is closed, it still breaks my heart. A baby should see the faces of their mommies and daddies, not the faces of their maker. A child should have a chance at growing up and living life for Christ's sake. An elderly person is one thing. It shows that they have lived a long time and, God willing, died peacefully, and they're not suffering anymore. It gives comfort to the families of the elderly, as it does for me. infant deaths and suicides. Also, the way he worded that made it sound like there's something called such as infant suicides. That is the most depressing and morbid thought I just thought of. Infant deaths and suicide trouble me the most. As I sit here in my study and write this, I am drinking my usual wild turkey whiskey. People know that I help with funeral arrangement in it's advanced, not advanced, uh, and do graveside service as well. But what most don't know is I can also bring people back. For example, a heartbroken girlfriend or boyfriend that lost their lover. I bring them back to the land of the living and reunite said couples, usually those who are widowed. A grieving mother and father that lost their child at such a young age. I technically breath life into the youngster to bring little ones back to their little parents. As I mentioned earlier, children should give a chance at life to live very long and to live a very long and fulfilling one as nature and God intended. It also makes me very sick to my stomach when a scumbag who kidnaps and ultimately kills a child often gets off the hook. Those fuckers end up killing themselves, just like Adam Lanza did. Justice, justice was never served. He should have turned himself in and served time in jail. My prime targets are often abusive spouses, boyfriends, mothers, baby shakers, school shooters, rapers, and child molesters. Okay, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna stop here because, and Bob, by the way, this is a thing to Jeff the Killer. I'm only gonna stop here for one reason. And again, I've addressed this point multiple times, but I can't stress this enough. Okay, Mr. Angry Dog, or I'm just gonna call you Angry Dog. I don't really need the suffix; doesn't really matter. Uh, if you just have an appreciation for the creepypasta community and you just really enjoy like the characters and whatnot, if you enjoy the funner aspects of the community, that's fine. Like write all the fun stories you want. It's you don't have to call these creepypasta because they aren't. You seem to be entirely incapable of really drawing people into a horrific scenario. You use all these stories as a means to vent your frustrations on certain aspects of society. And a lot of people do that, but you do it in a way where it comes off as very hollow because you only skim the surface of what you're venting about. If you want to do it in a way, you need to be creative about it. You can't just be out front and just be literature is another form of escapism. This, I understand you're trying to make another form of escapism. You're trying to vent, you're trying to really push out those ideas and really create some kind of revenge fantasy for horrific scenarios that actually take place in real life. But this is not the way to do it. You can't call this a creepypasta when your intent is not to frighten the person who's reading. There is nothing frightening about a person who goes around killing people who, well, I don't believe killing is a good thing, but there's nothing frightening about going around killing people who've, in most people's eyes, done something to deserve it. And I don't know how this fact keeps. I don't know how you keep making the same mistake. I just. Why do you constantly feel the need to. I just. Like, really, I want a genuine answer on this one. Are you interested in actually writing stories, or do you just want people to like talk about your characters, or do you just want people to actually even interact with your characters and whatnot? Because if that's the case, again, do not call these creepypasta because the intent of those are to disturb, unnerve, shock, or just frighten the reader. You, and I'm not even saying that you try and fail. It seems like you don't even try. If you don't want to actually frighten the reader, that again, just don't call these creepypasta. I'd be fine if you were just content with making fan art and making OC characters, and you probably engage in role playing. And I don't mind people that do that. I do that occasionally, but there's there's a way to go about doing this. This isn't the way that you. I didn't. I'll be continuing on with this. Hopefully, maybe. I don't really fucking know. There's nothing to this. There really isn't. It's just. God damn it.